category is border security. I mean, we have seen the horrific videos of illegal immigrants crossing the border here into Texas, and that has been a great concern because clearly this current administration has an open border policy. That should be unacceptable, and what a lot of people don't understand is the fact that border security is national security. So that leads me into my next question, starting with you, Justin. Over 2 million illegals have crossed the U.S.-Mexico border last year. What solution would you propose to secure the border while working with Mexico and border states?
Well, the solution to the border issue is easy. We finished the wall. We've already paid for it. The parts are already sitting there. Contractors have already been paid. We just finished the wall. It's very simple. And it's not. And the Democrats like to talk about the family and children that are just trying to come here for a better life. Those aren't the only people coming here. They caught 2 Syrians last week on known terrorist watch list who came to the United States and were caught there. We can't have a country without a border. It's like rule number 1 of having a country. Where does it start? Where does it end? We can't secure anything. We can't secure our health care, our families, our lives, our futures, unless we have a secure border. So we finish the border. That's what we do. I'm not one of his guys, I will.
So a couple of months ago, when there was that massive buildup onto the International Bridge in Del Rio, Texas, I went down there and I was down there for 3 days. And I talked to the Texas DPS and the Border Patrol and the National Guard and the people that live down there. And let me be clear, it is an open border. Even if we apprehend them, they let them go. And the owners of the homes that were right on the border, that were talking about how this is the worst they have ever seen it. So how do we fix it? Oh, and by the way, when I go door-to-door knocking, and I do it every single day, this is the #1 issue, I kid you not, for non-white people. This is what they bring up as their issue, right? So how do we do it? We turn off the magnet for people that are coming here. No free education, no EBT cards, nothing. You got to turn off, and I'm also for increasing taxes on remittances to 95%, and of course, finish the wall.
I think the way we've couched the question about immigration and illegal immigration is the wrong tone. How many people here would love to see their home broken into? America is our home. Nobody should do what? Break into it. With all the sophistication we have in technology, I mean, we can dedicate an aspect of our satellite to just look at the border. And when you come into within that buffer zone, we will identify you. We can physically restrain people from coming, but at the same time, we have that technology. How long is this border? We can create sections of it where we can monitor everything. I mean, we have cameras in our homes. When anybody shows up with how many feet, you see them? We can do that in our border. We're not saying don't come to America. We say come legally. I was denied visa 3 times before my father said, you're not going to America until you get your visa. I'm here.
You know, I think we all agree that you have to have a border to have a country. It's important to our sovereignty. It defines our country. But I'll tell you something that should scare us all. People say, oh, our border isn't controlled right now. Our border is absolutely controlled right now, but it's controlled by the Mexican drug cartels. They're controlling the United States border, and that should piss everybody in this room off, and I don't understand why people just let it go. They're making $10 million a day bringing people across to the United States border. I personally know a family from Venezuela, came to Mexico, came that way, a young couple with a small baby. They paid the smugglers $4,000 to take them to the base of the bridge and said, you walk over there, turn yourself in. They did. There's a special program right now for Venezuelans where if you can prove that you have somebody in the country because you're Venezuelan, there's another country getting the same treatment, we'll let you go. They let them go, and they were with their family 24 hours later.
Thank you.
If you go to my website, davefortexas.com, at the very top, you'll see a lovely picture of the border wall that shows how important that is to me and how that is my #1 concern is to allocate the funds immediately. Day one, start working to allocate the funds to finish President Trump's border wall. We've got to do it. I'll tell you the extent of the problem. In June, Border Patrol caught 200,000 illegal immigrants trying to get into our country. 200,000. By comparison, in World War II, the Allied invasion of Europe was 160,000 troops. Think about that for a minute. Our invasion of Europe, 160,000 troops. Only June and only people they caught, 200,000 people traipsing across the Rio Grande. We've got to finish the border wall. Wow. We've got to do it now.
So if you guys get my red handout, I have a QR code, also visit my website. One thing that Colin Allred hasn't done, and it's important to do, especially if you want to be an elected member of Congress or State House in Texas, is go to the border multiple times, like I have. I'm honored to be endorsed by people who've gone to the border, from PFA to Victor Villa to other people who understand the human trafficking issues we have, and I'm going to label cartels as terrorist organizations and treat them as such. Now that's great when you do it, but also we have to have a barrier and a border and a wall, and we have to use technology and cyber. We also have to make sure that we don't incentivize people to come here illegally. Legal, good, illegal, bad. But we also have to make sure that there's enough jobs here in Texas that we're taking care of, but don't incentivize illegal jobs or have farmers abuse labor and have labor trafficking, which we have also in South Texas. So Myra Flores, she's running down there for Congress. They see it, I've seen it, I thank them for showing me around there, but I've been there and I'm gonna make sure that I get it done because I've seen it and it's not good.
Thank you.